Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Ilyas, and this is your 49th tutorial on jQuery already. Oh my god. So we are almost done with the jQuery tutorial set, and you're not going to learn something new in this tutorial. We're only going to review all the stuff which we did before. So before we created this chatbot and this fancy gallery, we call it portfolio. But now let's just repeat the basics because we couldn't really focus on basics since the last tutorial were very tough because of AJAX and stuff. But today it's going to be way easier. So now let's imagine we want something to happen when this button is clicked. You want to make sure you create an event for it. And in order to create an event, you just select the element, like I taught you in one of the first tutorials. You can either use the ID or the element type. So let's just use the element type. Just type button. And then you apply a function and figure out which event you want to use. And let's use the event of mouse over. Function, not functon. And the reason why we have this function here is that we want something to be executed when this button is when we hover over this button. So if you want your code to run, you need a function, and that's why you type your code usually in this function. So between these two curly brackets, pretty much. And then if you want to select the element which was already clicked, you use this keyword. So for instance, let's make the button fade out when we hover over it. And here you can specify your parameters. You can say either slow or fast, or enter your own number in milliseconds. For example, 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. Alright, let's just go ahead and see what it does. We hover over it and it's disappearing. So this is how it works. So now let's create another selector, but select this button by its ID, and when we click it, function, let's display the button's label when you click it. So I'll use a variable called label, set equal to this.html. And why HTML? Because the button element, we store its caption as an HTML just between the button opening tag and button closing tag. And now just go ahead and alert this label. So, and there is something very important I want to show you guys before this tutorial set is complete. Well, you see we have this $, which means we are referring to jQuery, and jQuery is stored externally right here in this min.js file. So every time we have jQuery, it means that the browser goes to jQuery and is looking for this function and does all that stuff, all that stuff for us. And I mean, the more jQuery functions you have in your code, the more often your browser has to go somewhere like externally in this jQuery core and look for all these functions and you know, like mouse over or events click and stuff. So your code basically gets slower when you have too much jQuery links. And there is also a nice workaround how you can prevent that, how you can prevent the browser going too much to jQuery and making your site slow. You can just go ahead and create a variable. I'll just name it button, just a normal variable like you usually have in JavaScript, and set it equal to the selector of the button. For example, let's just use this selector because it's ID. So you just create a variable and set it equal to the pointer to this selector, which is pointing at the element itself, so at this button. And then you can just go ahead and replace all these jQuery functions by this button. So that means that now this button is referring to the serial button, and the jQuery code still works anyway. So let's just go ahead and test it. And it does, so it works.